Coverage of the ARCA Racing Series on Speed is brought to you by Lucas Oil Slick Mist, the fast and easy car care products. And NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, will follow us 6:30 p.m. right here on Speed, setting up the Budweiser shootout.
They're lining up the hungry hounds over there.
How about the Daytona 500 winner right there? Jamie McMurray's car lost a car in Daytona 500 practice when he cut down a tire. Practice number 1.
And the coverage of the ARCA Racing Series on Speed brought to you by Lucas Oil Slick Mist, the fast and easy car products. By Messina Wildlife Management. Stop animal damage with Messina Wildlife Management. And by Aaron's. You don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's. Racing under the lights at Daytona International Speedway. It doesn't get better than this.
Absolutely. There's Mary-Eve right there getting out of her car. Tough break. She's doing a nice job. Remained on the lead lap, running up in the top 15.
Mary-Eve inspired to get involved in racing. Started out on motorcycles on the 2 wheels. This is her first foray into stock car racing on an oval. She ran in the Canadian Tire Series a year ago on 2 road courses. Here's the reason why we're under our most recent caution.
Hal Martin, the 55 car, the red car right there, has a tire going down. That's over in turns 1 and 2. Now when he gets down to turn number 3, that tire is going to be pretty much flat.
You know, Phil, looked like Steve Arpin would have seen that smoke and might have wanted to try to get down out from behind the 55 before they got down here to turn 3, just in case something happened.
Yeah, you see he was committed to following the 55 of Hal Martin, and then when Hal really started wiggling, he tried to get away from him, but Milka Duna was already there.
He was there.
And here's the aftermath that collects 4 or 5 more cars.
So a tough situation trying to get out of turn number 4 after the problems with the 55 and 25, 63. Steve Blackburn coming down the racetrack caught the 12 of Mary-Eve Defoe.
The 11 to 23, I mean, they made hard contact.
Sure did.
14 was lucky. He slid kind of through the inside of that whole mess, didn't hit anything.
Looks like that to the garage and Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. Earlier today, they announced a new sponsor for Mary-Eve Defoe, and she's going to run the entire season this year. Not a great way to start at Daytona, but tell me about your viewpoint as that wreck began.
I mean, the only thing I saw was smoke, and then I saw bouncing cars all over the place, so I thought the safest way would be to go down as much as possible. And then, unfortunately, we hit too hard, so we're not able to go back. But I can say more thank you, the VR12, great support, Dodge, and Victory Water, and of course, Tardy Mark Racing. They've been doing an amazing job.
Here's a look at your in-car there. That was a pretty hard hit, but prior to this crash, Mary-Eve, tell me about your day and your learning experience here at Daytona.
I mean, it was amazing. I tried to, at one point I was behind the 41. It was a bit hard to keep up with him. I tried to be on him as much as I could, but unfortunately we maybe missing a little bit of speed there. But I mean, my goal was to finish the race or do as much as laps as possible. But I mean, I tried to do my best there. We had a little thing in the pit. For me, it was kind of overwhelming first time in the pit, but we make up after. But I mean, it was great.
Long season. Good luck to you. Mary-Eve Defoe out of the race here early on at Daytona.
And she talks about, you know, intimidating on pit road. Remember, they're coming onto pit road at 55 miles an hour. They go around on the racetrack right now at 70. Here's the cars that are involved in this incident.
I mean, a big crash like that, and she's involved in it, but very, very composed and seemed to have her, you know, have her self all together, buttoned up, and we got a green flag here. We're going to finish this thing off.
10 laps of racing remain from Daytona International Speedway. Bobby Gerhart out in front of Chris Buescher, Joey Licata running in that 3rd spot. Matt Merrill in 4th, and Ricky Carmichael rounding out our top 5.
10 laps to go. At some point, DW, somebody's going to have to get out of line here.
Someone's got to give, buddy. They're not going to ride this thing to the finish like this. I believe that the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place cars are going to make a move here before long on those front 2.
And when they do, if somebody in that top 5 or 6 cars moves out, then that's going to bring that outside groove up there with them too, and then we may have a couple packs.
this is the time right now where we've got a lot of spotters moving back and forth saying, okay, will you go with us? Will you go if we move out?
I think Bobby Gerhart that time.
That 17 car is going to get into left for a quarter pound of 5 if he keeps moving up the hill like that. There's just no way to avoid it. He's being pushed from behind. Somebody's going to, the 77 car there of Licata is going to push him into the 5 if he keeps opening that bottom up. It's got to happen.
Still a half a line up goes Bobby Gerhart. It is Lucas Oil, number 5.
I mean, I wish I could talk. I wish I could talk to Bobby Gerhart and say, Bobby, what are you doing? Why are you? What's the method to your madness? Because he has to have one. He does it every lap.
There's a little contact from the 17 to the 5.
That's just a lot of. That's a lot of opening underneath him there to be doing that. But
top 6 cars now have driven away from the rest of the field. See, Benny Gordon right now leads that second pack in the 09 car. Good run for Benny, first race on a super speedway.
And see, Phil, that's what's going to happen. These first 6 cars, if they can gap this other group back here, that's going to give the guys running 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. They're going to say, I can jump out. The worst I'm going to do is finish 4th, 5th, or 6th.
They've got confidence right now, not only because of the surface of this racetrack being a little smoother, a little more grip, but they're pulling away from their competition.
Yeah, they get a gap here where you can feel like, all right, I can go the outside. If I don't make it, I can get back in at least in 6th spot and maybe try it again before the race ends.
That last lap was within 1/10 of a second of the fastest lap these guys have run the entire race.
Temperatures are down now. The track's cool, making maximum horsepower. That 5 car is pulling. It got a little gap there off of turn 4.
Second pack back here. They're running 2x2.
Now, if somebody was in that 17 car that I said has drafting experience, I would say falling back off of the 5 and letting him get out there.
Look how close they are, DW.
Yeah, they're really touching. I mean, it's going to get really tense here before it's over with. But I would say that 17 is letting that 5 jump out there a little bit so he can get a run on him. But so far, he hadn't shown any desire to do that.
Those 2 got to run, the 17, the 77. That transfers into the 5 right before they got into the turn.
Remember, we talk about the front row with Ty Dillon and Kyle Fowler both being 18 years old. That youngster in that 17 is also just 18 years old. I think just turned 18 in October. First ever super speedway race.
6 laps of racing to go from Daytona.
That 17 car, that's David Reagan's car that we had up here earlier, or the sponsor of that car.
You talked about the heart rate beginning to elevate. Just 6 laps to go.
Yeah, mine is. I'm just sitting here knowing that, man, you can't sit on that hot stove too much longer. Something's got to give.
They've got a good gap now. You see the top 6. You see Licata moving inside now. There's Chris Buescher right there. These guys on lap 73, the fastest lap of the race for the top 6 cars.
This 6-car pack has pulled away.
See, there's 2 ways to look at this. There's guys that are sitting there 2nd, 3rd, 4th. They say, if that 17 pulls out, I'm closing the hole and leave him out to dry. Or they could say, if that 17 pulls out, I'm going with him. They got to be talking to each other through the spotters, trying to figure out what they're going to do here.
5 to go.
Great run for Ricky Carmichael, back in 5th in the Monster Chevrolet out of Turner Motorsports. And how about Jason Bowles? What a month he would have if he could pull this thing off here after winning the Toyota All-Star Showdown.
Well, he's right up there in the thick of it, and that's all you really can ask for.
3 wide back here. Ed Kennedy on the inside. That's 16 right in the middle is Joey Coulter.
That's our outside pollster to the 15 of Kyle Fowler. He got a little piece of that last incident. Remained on the lead lap. Looks like appears to be out of contention right now for the win, but could still end up with a decent finish.
And you saw the 48 back there. That's 76-year-old James Harvey Hilton. And there's the 6 that have broken away from the rest of this field. 4 laps remain. And this is the second group of 6.
You can feel the speeds have picked up. I mean, when the cars went by this time, it even sounded faster.
They're running down in the low 47s from a 47 flat to a 47-20.
Here we go again.
Remember, Phil, I told you these cars are harder to drive going down the straightaway than they are in the corners because you've got so much grip in the corners that you can kind of lean on each other a little bit. But gosh, come on, Gerhart. That's
Bobby Gerhart.
If I was his spotter, I'd be screaming at him.
A whole line beneath him, but Chris Buescher can't do anything about it. Now, when they come to the line, 3 laps remaining, just 7.5 miles remain at Daytona.
Rick, right here, that gap right there. If you were really a sharp guy, you would lay off of him like that and then get a run on him and try to go around him.
As a driver, are you pointing to the guy behind you? Let's go to the outside.
I'd be giving my fist. Hold. Let's hold. And then when I get ready to go, I'm going to go to the right.
Do you want to be Chris Buescher? Do you want to be Joey Licata?
No, I want to be Chris Buescher, and I want to make the move first.
I want to be Bobby Gerhart.
I don't want one of the other guys. Well, if I'm going to try to pass him, yeah. But the 17, if the 17 to 77 ever decide to do it, I believe they can.
We're about to find out. Coming out of turn number 4. 2 laps of racing to go when they cross the stripe. Bobby Gerhart. Just 5 miles remain. 5 miles between him and his 7th win at Daytona.
You know, Richard Petty used to come down here and win the Daytona 500 like it wasn't, no big deal. He won 7 of them. Same way with Bobby Gerhart. You just got a racetrack that works for you. No matter, they repaved it. I thought he lost his advantage. Doesn't look like he's lost anything.
And they work hard at it. They do a lot of testing. They go to Talladega and test. Bobby Gerhart puts so much emphasis, as his brother Billy does, in this race. He said, we're here to win. We're going to gamble. I just as soon fall out of the races, finish 2nd.
Oh, boy.
Up the racetrack they go once again. Bobby Gerhart, Chris Buescher. It looked like that time Chris Buescher giving a little extra shove as they go through 3 and 4. This time by, the white flag will go in the air. 1 more to go from Daytona.
And there goes the 77 to the outside. Let's see who goes with him, if anybody does.
He's going to try to force his way back to the inside. Doesn't make it.
Joey Licata had a run. He thought he would take advantage of it. Doesn't get by the 17.
Somebody had to make a move. That's going to happen again going down the back. I got to believe. Going into turn 3.
Now's the time to do it.
I believe that 17
Look for
is
some
going
space.
What will Chris Buescher do? Will he stay behind the 5 all the way down the backstretch? Last time he gave him a push. This time Bobby Gerhart pulls out to a 2-car length lead as they go into 3.
I don't believe he can do it from here. I mean, Gerhart's got a pretty comfortable little lead there. So just a short drive down here to the start-finish line now.
Here comes Buescher with some momentum.
Coming out of turn 4 into the tri-oval. Will he make the move? Bobby Gerhart, Chris Buescher. It's Gerhart winning for the 7th time at Daytona. 8 career wins for Bobby Gerhart. 7 of those coming right here at the most historic racetrack in stock car racing.
I tell you, that's quite an accomplishment.
That is
unbelievable.
7 times here in 24 starts.
And with style, I mean, sat there and gave them every opportunity to drive under him, and they couldn't do it.
His last win came right here at this racetrack 1 year ago. Bobby Gerhart victorious again. Brother Billy Gerhart.
Billy,
big sigh of relief.
I don't know how much longer Billy can take this.
They needed caution laps, and that's exactly what they got. Strategy played out.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
A great finish. Bobby Gerhart holds on to win it. Right behind us, it will be NASCAR race day as you get ready for the Budweiser Shootout.